Welcome to the Npfl Outlook. My name is Adeyemi Adesoya, and I have to apologize for starting late. Man proposes, but the network decide to, fuck you sideways. And this is a constant battle that we face in Nigeria. But like you always say, the show must go on. So today I have a special guest joining me on the show, and it's none other than beach soccer superstar. How do I put it? He has over 100 goals in beach soccer. He's played for numerous Npfl sides. Today, I'm even wearing the jersey of one of the teams he's played for, Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars are doing very well these days. So, without further ado, I have Abu Aziz joining me on the show. Abu, welcome to Npfl Outlook.
Yeah, it's my pleasure being with you today, and I am so glad that I would be talking about the NPFL, especially my former colleagues, Eyimba International Football Club. I'm excited to be here with you, Danny.
Okay, also we have Olatunji Ola Fashakin who joins us as always to provide the key stats from the MPFL. And of course, also Timiweye is here if the network permits him to join in. Timi, once you're in, let me know. So, Abu, let's get into it very quickly. You quickly let the cat out of the bag on one of the things. Okay, Timi, welcome to the show. But I can't see you. Are you in a dark place?
Thank you.
Are you in a dark place?
You can't see me. I can see you, though.
Okay, good.
No.
All right, so Abu, let's get into it. Eyimba, one of your former teams, how big of a chance do they have this year to come out of the group phase of the CAF Confederations Cup?
Yeah, I think Eyimba has a very, very good and formidable team. And with the coach they have right now, Coach Fatai Osho, I think they have a very, very good chance of qualifying into the next stage. I am very, very sure because I have watched a few of their matches this season. And with caliber of players in the Eyimba team, they can try if they can try as much as possible to get an away draw or there is nothing stopping them from getting a win in South Africa. South Africa is one open ground that if you play well, you can get your results there. So I don't see anything wrong in the Eyimba international team getting a result over there in South Africa and completing their job over here in Nigeria. So with the caliber of players I see in the Eyimba team, I think they can get to the next stage, the next level. There's nothing stopping them. The most important thing is, or the best part of it is they are playing away first, and after the away match, they should be able to finish the game over here in Japan.
Okay, let me come to Timi. How big of a chance?
Yeah. Yemi, are you there?
Timi, are you still there? Timi, can you hear me?
Now I can hear you. I can hear you now.
Good. So how big of a chance does Eyimba have to get out of the group stage?
Well, I think they've done the big one, getting those 3 points against Benghazi, Al Ali Benghazi. I think that's the starting point, and for them getting out of the group, I think they need to first take it home games first. 3 points at home. If they can get all maximum points at home, I think they stand a chance of going into the quarterfinals of the CAF Confederation Cup. And let's not forget, like Abu said, if they can also pick points away from home, it will also help them, especially from Orlando Pirates and Al Ali Benghazi. I think the toughest team there will have to be ES Setif. From the look of what Enyimba has done from their first match in the group stages, I feel they have that confidence that if they can gather 3 points in their 3 home matches, they stand a very good of going into the quarterfinals. And let's not forget that Enyimba are one of the best campaigners on the continent from the Nigerian scene. So I expect that their experience will also pave way for them to be able to qualify for the next round of the CAF Confederation Cup. But in all, Enyimba have got the materials, they've got the players, they've got the personnel, they've got the team, the administrators that can help them through the group stages of the CAF Confederation Cup. But in all, it just still boil down to what they do on the field of play, getting those points on the field of play, especially at home. If they can get 10 points, hey, they are on and on for the quarterfinals.
So the critical game in the group has to be the games against Al Ali, Benghazi. They seem to be the weakest team
Yeah.
in that group. Let me ask Abu, have you been impressed with the work Fatai Shaw is doing at Enyimba so far? Abu, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said, have you been impressed with the job Fatai Shaw is doing at Enyimba?
Yeah, I am extremely impressed. I had a 3 day stint with him when he was with Stars. I was supposed to sign for Stars, and unfortunately, something happened. A personal issue happened. I couldn't sign for the team back then when he was with them. And the few days I trained with him, I noticed he's a very, very technical coach. He's a very, very tactical coach. And I like his style in just 3 days. And I'm not surprised with the way Eyimba has been playing since Fatai Osho got to the team. Eyimba happened to be a team that keeps the ball well right now. And the way they keep the ball, they progress with the ball. And that's an advantage for a good team in Nigeria. Most teams in Nigeria wouldn't keep the ball like to pass the ball 10 passes before it gets a goal. But if you have watched many matches that Yimba has played this season, you see them knocking the ball right from the defense to the midfield and they get their goals. And it will be very, very wrong for me to say I haven't been impressed with what the coach has been doing in that team. But I think it's a matter of time. He has been doing it for a very long time. And if it didn't work, then I think it has been working right now and it's been yielding results for the team. So far, so good. The coach has been doing extremely well for the team. But I know he can also do more because there are times you possess the ball, get your goal, and sometimes you concede some goals that team of a Yimba Liba shouldn't be conceding. So I think the coach has been doing well, but there are still some places he needs to work on. But I know that he's been well for the team. Great job he has been doing. Well done, sir, Coach Fatai.
It- It's interesting that you mentioned the fact that yes, they're very good in possession, and critically, you also mentioned that defensively they seem to be very suspect, especially to the counter attack. If they had played a much more ruthless team, aside Ali Benghazi, they could have been made to suffer. What do you
Yeah, sure.
think? What do you think Enyimba can do differently to negate them, being susceptible to counterattacks?
Yeah, I think it's a process. Time is going to get to that level. No, many people doesn't expect a Yimba to knock the ball from the defense to score the goal, but they've been doing that a lot for some time. And I know the coach been noticing that the team has been doing well offensively, but sometimes defensively they haven't been up to that level. So by my thinking, I expect the coach to protect the goalkeeper, to protect them from conceding those goals. And personally, I feel the best know how to defend and attack at the same time. The same players that are attacking should also have the mindset that immediately you are losing the ball in less than 10 seconds you back. That happens to be that's where the mindset comes inside, and depends on how the coach is going to instigate that into the players. And if you can get that rolling, I think the same way Eyimba, but like I said earlier, it's a process. They started the knocking, and it's been working for them recently.
Okay,
And I
so
believe it's
let me
that
come.
same mindset into the players. They should be able to attack, defend the same way.
Okay, so thank you for that, Abu. The networks continue to give us a bit of a problem. Let me come to Timmy. Timmy, very quickly, we haven't had the opportunity of discussing the Super Eagles list. Um, Interestingly, you have one player from the NPFL in the main list, and you have another on the standby list. Is that good enough as far as you're concerned?
Well, for me, I don't think it's enough. First off, we are playing Benin Republic, we are playing Lesotho. Uh, I don't know, but most of our matches that we've prosecuted with the foreign-based players, I don't think we've gotten maximum results in the last two games. Especially if you consider the fact that we played Sierra Leone with foreign-based players and we didn't get the maximum points in those games. So it begins to to question why then are we still banking on all foreign pros or foreign-based players when we can utilize some of the players in the local league. The excuse before now was the fact that the league had not started. But hey, we've seen 15 weeks in the league. Players are beginning to get match fitness and match prep up. So I see no reason why we can't have more players in the squad from the local league. But then it's up to the coach. Like I would always say, it's the coach who determines who he wants to invite because at the end of the day, if he fails, we would also blame him. But then I want to point fingers at the NFF. Recently, they got a technical director, I think in Austin Eguavon. You begin to wonder what really the technical department of the NFF is for. If you have a technical department that is headed by a former Eagles player who played in the local scene, you begin to wonder what's the way forward for Nigerian football if we're trying to prosecute a local or an African qualifier with all foreign pros, apart from John Noble, who was invited because of his stunts or his showing in the last match against Rivers United when Eimba played them for the group stages of the CAF Confederations Cup. So I feel it's worrying that we can only have one or two, and sometimes it's because Nigerians, the press, the journalists, they now come out and shout about a particular player. That's when maybe Genoro tends to want to pick some of these local based players. We need to start seeing how well he's been able to monitor players, not just because players are shouted at him from social media or from Facebook or from Twitter, and maybe person on the NFF now to at least bring one of these players into the squad. No, it shouldn't be that way. There should be a pattern, there should be a plan, a framework of how these players are integrated into the goal. It's not just a champion team. It's preparing for a game. Hey, we should know that okay, these are the players he's been looking at, these are the players he's been monitoring. Just a one-off game. For me, John Noble being in that squad is just a one-off game. And I don't think he needs going into the national team because keeping out penalties against the Rivers United. But in all, it still boils down to results. We need to get the results. We need to get those points against Benin Republic and Lesotho. I hope the foreign pros will not repeat what happened against Sierra Leone, against Benin Republic and Lesotho. But I still feel we can do more in terms of inviting local visitors to the national team. We can do better than what we are doing right now.
In fact, when I saw the list and I saw John Noble and I saw the other chap from Abia Warriors in the standby list, I said, this is like they say in Yoruba, a Bamapami list. Just take. Let me put them there. As far as I'm concerned. Let me come to Abu. Abu, what's your thoughts on Genetro so far? And do you think, currently as we are today, the two players that made the lineup, the team, the call-up list, whether main squad or what they call them, is it backup or standby? Are those two the best players from the league?
Come again, please.
Okay, I said, what are your thoughts on Genetro so far? Since
I think it all boils down to I think so far so good. It all boils down to who the coach wants to invite. But I believe there are some players that flies their trade abroad that hasn't been getting attention, which happened to bring lots of discussion about every list that comes out for the national team. For instance, the Nigerian national team having a qualifier or a friendly match, and at the end of the day, out of the complete 22 players that have been, you notice that there are like 10 defenders in that team. You notice there are like maybe just two
or three midfielders
in that, and at the end of the day, you find out a certain Semi Ajayi that happens to be a central defender automatically becomes a midfielder in one way or the other, doesn't balance the team well. We have a player like Paul that should be our one striker right now because of what he has attained, what he has achieved this season. I think he has scored 27 goals this season, and nothing stops him from starting that match, the two matches. But it is very, very unfortunate that he's still on standby. That was why I said it all boils down to who the coach wants to invite. And it's kind of bringing a biased sentiment in the country. And going back to the question, talking about the two Npfl players that has been invited, I think Noble of Eyimba has really earned his call. Like, the guy has been so this season. He didn't start the season with them. I think Femi Kayode started the season as Eyimba's number one. And Eyimba started with some goals that were so avoidable. I think the coach decided to just make a change, and he brought in Noble. And so far so good. The guy has kept them till now. So I think he merits his call up to the team. And for Adeleke happened to be my guy, a very, very interesting player, a very, very good player. And one good thing about him is he can play in various positions. So that makes him stand out. I say he doesn't that all up. But I would have just said the same way that inviting Adeleke, there is another player that comes to mind immediately. And that is Olisanda of Aqua United, someone I have played with. It is a very, very good player. Also, Npfl has also justified a call up for himself. Npfl has been doing well for Aqua United for 2 or 3 seasons, and I think it's not that bad if he has been given a chance. Not even saying it is a must to the national team would have given the Npfl player a mindset that Olisa can do it. If Adeleke can do it, if Noble can do it, I think I can do it. So that sends a message to the other MPFL players that at least we are not just playing for playing sake. The NFF are looking at us, the coach is looking at us, improvements in the games we are playing. So I think the two players being invited, they merit their invitation, but there are other players that might also be invited to the team that wouldn't cause any noise.
Thank you for that, Abu. Let me bring in Tunji now. Um, the inclusion of Ahmed Musa raised a lot of eyebrows. You know, um, he's been clubless for the past 6 months. Hasn't kicked a ball, at least as far as we know, actively for that time as well. And the response of Gertrude to the criticism that followed was what kind of surprised me. It seemed more as if the man was clutching on straws to defend himself. I don't know if you agree, Tuji.
Yeah, well, I don't see why Musa should be in that team personally. You, our football is not, or our team rather, in quotes, Super Eagles is not a rehabilitating ground. The Super Eagles is a brand. We shouldn't give the chance to people to just come, just take a place. Musa's place in that team is is taking the place of another person, most notably Paul Nonuachu. We shouldn't even bring him in at that point. Now, if you want to bring Musa in based on the fact that he has served Nigeria before, yes, he has helped the team in time past, yes. Bringing in, not taking the position of someone who is in form, someone who is really playing well, and we are all seeing it. It's not as if we are not seeing these things. So if Musa should come into that team, yes, all well and good. Bring Musa in, not as a footballer now, in quotes. Maybe someone to just motivate, because you can't stay indoor for 5 months. Even if you are training, you are not playing competitive football. Apologies to Musa, I like him a lot, but no, this is the reality on ground now. He should not be in that team.
Lovely. I agree with you 110%. Musa should not be in that lineup, and Gertrude just made things worse, which is explanation. Now, very quickly, let's go to. We've lost Abu Aziz for obvious reasons. Network is a mess. So let's go to the results from last time out. Now I'm trying to share my screen, and the thing is telling me I'm on my own. Can you imagine that? It's telling me that I'm on my own. All right. So, Timmy, Timmy, are you
Yeah.
there? Can you hear me? Okay. So, from the
Yes,
results
I
that we
can.
had last match day, match day 15, the result that stood out for me has to be the destruction
Abiyawa.
of Canopilas by Abia. I know that result would have delighted you so much because of the amount of criticism that I've given the mama on this show. You'd have been like, hey, who time? God don't catch this man today. Mama is showing him that you know he's still the
Um,
man for the big occasion.
well, I don't want to have that I said it moment here because you started in first
I
place.
said it.
So I am happy you are the one. I'm happy you're the one still trying to still come out now and praise him. I said it before that if there's anybody who can turn that team around, he has to still be Imama. You have to give it to him. He's got experience in the league. He's been there. He's done it. He's been an assistant for a very long time before he became a first coach. So I think, and he's also played the local league. So if for one thing, I believe that his experience was going to play a very good part for him, and the fact that they were able to relocate the team to Okigwe, maybe that also helped their form. And let's not forget that Imama brought in so many players, so many new players, and I don't think he had plenty of time for preseason. So the first few games were just those times where he needed to see those players and pass on his tactics to them. So I feel that is just a testament of the fact that he's beginning to get that winning formula for the team. And let's not forget that this is not the first time. This is not the first time this season his team is scoring 4 goals. I think they've done it 3 times against
Yeah, yeah.
Sunshine, against Wolves, and now against Pillars. So it's no longer something we can say, hey, it's a fluke. No, he's done it before. He's continued to do it. Sweet thing for me is the fact that he's been able to turn the situation around for the team in the sense that they're now beginning to pick points here and there. They've gone away to pick points. They're at home. They are picking points. It's unfortunate that when they played Heartland in Owerri, they were already 2 goals up before they lost 2 points there, drawing that game 2-2. But you have to give it to Imama. He's done very well, beating Kano Pillars of all teams who were more or less top of the table at one time of the season. It's also a morale booster for the boys, knowing that, hey, if we can do it against Kano Pillars, if we can score 4 of them, then any team comes our way, we can also score as many as we can against them to make sure we move up the ladder or up the table in the NPFL league. So I think for Imama, it's a good one for him. It's a good one for the boys. His tactics, I believe the boys are beginning to understand.
You believe the boy. You just had to go to that tactics matter again, Timmy. You just had to go and mention tactics again. Well, I have to say, I have to give credit to
It is what it
Mama.
is. It is what it
It
is.
is what it is. I want to give credit to Mama and the work that he's doing at Abia Warriors. Right now, they're one of the informed teams. They're undefeated in their last 5. If the stats are anything to go
Mm.
by, I think that in itself is quite impressive. Um, but then you also have to ask that how far and how long can they continue this run of form? It will be interesting to see, how well they can do that. So let me look at some of the other results. Dakar defeated Katsina United 1-0. Lobby Stars, another really good game. Lobby Stars 3, Plateau United 2. Ifa Yuba 0, Rivers United 0. Jigawa Golden Stars and Aqua United was postponed for obvious reasons. Rangers International won, Adamawa United 0. Adamawa are doomed for relegation. Heartland went away to title chasing, I put that in quote, title chasing Kwara United and got a nil-nil draw. Sunshine were also held at home nil-nil by Nassau United. And Wiki Tourists went away to Warri Wolves to win. Now, what I don't like is the fact that MFM versus Enyimba was postponed. That makes it 2 games that two of Enyimba's games that have been postponed. I think Enyimba are getting an undue advantage, or they are manipulating the system, because I do not see why they can't play a weekend game in the week where their CAF Confederations Cup match is at home. I don't know if Timmy agrees with me.
Yeah, I totally agree with you on this one. When they played, I think Ali Benghazi, they were supposed to be at home. I don't know
Yes,
why they couldn't play their league match. I don't know. I don't know. But, it still boils down to the fact that we have uh, a league body that is, how will I put it now? Maybe they are paper
that
tiger
is toothless.
in the
That
word of that
toothless.
sense. Yeah, they only bark. They can't bite. It's terrible that at this stage in eight will be as much as 3, 4 games in hand, and that will give them, like you said, undue advantage. For crying out loud, if anybody are playing at home and their league game is also at home, why don't you play it? What are they scared of? In fact, their game against MFM, it's a thing they could have played and still travel
and
from
took the plane direct
Lagos.
flight from Lagos to South
It's
Africa.
exactly, is exactly. So you begin to wonder what's the rationale behind LMC allowing them these loads of, hey, we are playing on the continent, give us time to prepare for the continent, blah blah blah. I feel it's a flimsy excuse coming from Enyimba, especially the fact that they are one of the biggest teams in the country, the large squad, and you still find them missing so many matches. Hey, if you want to work out the league in their favor, fine, but don't do it making them giving them that undue advantages, because right now the likes of Kwara United, who are topping the league table right now, will be feeling the heat that, hey, even though we are top of the
Yes,
table, Enyimba is still behind us with as much as 3 games, and if they win 2 of those 3 games, they will go back to the top of the table. So for me, it's still like pointing fingers at the league organizers, the LMC, and trying to understand their rationale, understand where they are coming from, why Enyimba won't be able to play games at home, especially if their next game on the continent is also at home. I find it very ridiculous. It's strange though, but hey, it is Nigeria. It is what it is. I hope that we can have better organization next season, because considering the fact that LMC came out, I think it was last season, yes, before the season started, they were saying they were trying to harmonize the calendar with that of the CAF.
that's a
And you
joke.
want you're harmonizing the calendar with CAF, and still you are having it having backlog of games as much as 3, 4. Hey, who is deceiving who? It's terrible. It's so uncalled for.
Last season, one of the controversies that led to the so-called points per game madness was the fact that Enyimba had 5 games in hand,
Sorry,
and I
Mr.
think
David.
that's
Exactly.
absolutely ridiculous.
Sorry, Mr.
They
David.
had five, and that gave
It's
them an
it's
undue advantage in the fact that when you went points
true,
per game,
true.
they played less games anyway. So
Yeah.
I really don't know what the guys in the NPFL what they are thinking. Maybe one of these days I will be able to get one of them to come and shed some light on some of the things that are doing in that
Just
place.
exactly. Just give us explanation as to why Eyimba would always have this undue advantage. Every time they're on the continent, they're always getting this undue advantage. And for me, it's beginning to become very, very worrisome.
Very
It's
worrisome.
terrible that we have a team playing on the continent. Yes, good for the Nigerian coefficient points, but then hey, how about the league? You're making the league look like it's all for Enyimba to win or for them to lose. It shouldn't be that way. Everybody should be on the same pedestal, especially competing for the league title itself.
Okay, so let's look at the table. The table has Kwara United top of the table with 27 points, alongside Rangers, who are also on 27 points, but Kwara United are top of the table by goals difference. Enyimba, as we were speaking, are third. They also have 24 points. Those occupy the top 3 places, which are the top 3 continental places. Anyway, the bottom 4 includes Adama United, Warri Wolves, who just got a new boss, and their GM went lyrical, started praising the governor, singing church choruses and the likes because they got a new boss. But still, they are just second bottom. Ifeanyiba are in the 18th, and Katsina United are in 17th. So that's the teams that occupy the 4 relegation places. And if we go to the form book, the form book shows that Abia Warriors have the best form, and that is because they are undefeated in their last 5, 3 wins and 2 draws. Mama
Yeah.
must be doing something really good there. If you're looking for the team with the worst, run at the moment is Katsina United, winless in 5. Out of those 5 are
Mm.
Two
two
draws.
draws. Eimba also are undefeated in 5. And you have to know that in that 5 means it also includes the fact that they haven't played their last 2 matches, and they have
They've,
2
they've
wins
not played their last 3 games. At the end of
their last
today,
3 games. Thank you.
they have
As I, again,
four
as
games
4 games outstanding at the end of
at the
today.
end of today. This is just terrible.
So that they are unbeaten in five, two wins and three draws. My worry for Kwara United is that Kwara United are dropping a lot of points at home. So Tuji, as we are seeking towards rounding up, give us some of the important stats we've seen this season.
Okay, so far the points gap between Kwara United and Adamawa United. This is just a wonderful. They have 17 points between the first and the last.
Hmm.
So mathematically, if Adamawa United start winning games and Kwara
They
United
can
start
still win
winning,
the league.
they can still win the league.
That's how congested the
But this
NPFL
this
can
is
be.
this is normal in the NPFL. It's
Oh,
normal in the
very normal.
NPFL.
Very normal.
Yeah,
Very always very congested.
Yeah, very, very. Then we have
yeah.
Rivers United. In the last home matches, the last five home matches, they've won all, which means that
Hmm.
they've
Mm.
made Port Harcourt a
Very good
very
at home.
yeah. So anybody who is going to Port Harcourt should know that he's going to get maybe a baptism of fire from Rivers. Then Dakada away from home, they are the whipping boys. Last five games, they've lost all last games. So
Hmm.
let them just go and take their share of 1-0, 2-0, 3-0. Then Enyimba with three games in hand are third on the log, like we said about Enyimba the other time. 24 points. So if they win their next three or four games now, that's 20, 24 plus 12. So that means it will drop Kwara United down
36.
to so so that's more advantage for Enyimba, though they are going away anyway. So MFM could as well beat them in one of those standing games. Then lastly we have Enyimba with 2.0. Yeah, their points per game so far is 2 points. So with this statistics, that means they could as well, out of the four outstanding games, win say two and draw one, or even draw the remaining two. So they
They'll
still
be
have
top
the
of the
chance.
table.
Yeah, they still have the chance of winning the league if we finish the league.
I think it's imperative that, and you know what is annoying is that you will now see the other teams that they're competing against are playing their league games and also playing on
I
the
have I have
continent.
a
So they are
question
combined.
though. I have a
Yeah.
question. Is it that other teams in the league don't put up complaints against this sort of things happening?
I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew, and like I said, I would make it a point of duty to get somebody from the LMC to either join us on this show or maybe on one of my podcasts to talk about the league, because I think it would be good to shed some light on some of these inconsistencies that has to do with the NPFL. So let's look at the fixtures for match day 16. Match day 16 fixtures include, where am I? Where are they? Where are they? Where are they? Okay. Um, those games should happen today at 4 p.m.
Yes.
Aqua United take on Ifeanyi Ubala,
Yeah.
should be a good game. Rivers United are at home to MFMFC. If you are a betting man, it really has given you an idea that Rivers United are impregnable at home.
MFM
Eh,
MFM is definitely going to win.
And MFM are woeful away. Eyimba and Lobby Stars is postponed, like we said before. Plateau United hosts Sunshine Stars. Nassau United hosts Dakada. Like Tunji's told you, Dakada have lost their last five away games.
But they could actually
Katsina
draw the
United,
game. Oh, they could.
well, I'm not so sure. Lafia is also a very interesting place to go to. Katsina United at home to Rangers United, Rangers International. Adama United at home to Inform Abia Warriors. We just to see what happens in that one. Kano Pillars at home to Kwara United. Will Kano Pillars bounce back from that humiliation in Okigwe and destroy Kwara United? Heartland, after a really good point away to Kwara United at home to Wiki Torres, and Warriors, last but not least, will host Jigawa Golden Stars. So to me, As we round up, what game will you have your eyes on, and where do you see a potential surprise?
Well, first and foremost, you have to look at Kano Pillars against Kwara United. That's more or less those guys will be fighting for the top of the table points. If Kwara United lose against Kano Pillars, they will be equaling their points. That is, Kano Pillars will be equaling their points, which should be 27 points. So I think that's a game you have to look out for. Kano Pillars against Kwara United. Once Kano Pillars can get those 3 points, they might as well be joined top of the table with the likes of Rangers, depending if Rangers win their match away to Katsina United. But also, you still have to look at the fight between Rivers United and MFM Football Club. We've said that MFM are not good travelers, hey, but I just have a feeling that this MFM with this their new coach is trying to get that.
Trying
How
to
will I put it now?
impress.
Yeah, he's trying to that new coach bounce for the players. So
Yeah.
I feel MFM might just go to Adokie Masimeka and just maybe surprise us with a point there against Rivers United. But I'm not taking anything away from Rivers United. Their home form, like we said, has been imperious. They are fantastic. They have good players, but let's not forget that they are still having issues with their key players, Teofilo Felokai and Ifeanyi and Naimena. I don't know if it's been settled. So those are players that you would consider as one of their strong warriors for any league match. But apart from that, all other matches you expect maybe draws for Enugu Rangers going to Katsina United, who are not in form. I feel Enugu Rangers can pick a point there. For Dakada, we've said they're not good travelers so far. Nasarawa United should be able to pick points against them. Plateau United against Sunshine Stars, another big match in the making. Plateau United, former champions, Sunshine Stars with Benga Ogumbote. I think he would also want to still prove a point. Over the weekend, he lost 2 points at home against Nasarawa United. So he might want to make up for that, even though the match was played for 2 days. The first one on Sunday, the second half on Monday. But that's also a big match to watch out for Plateau United against Sunshine Stars. So for me, those are just a pick of the bunch. Kano Pillars, Kwara United, top of the table fight. If Kano Pillars win, they go joint top of the table. MFM also with a new coach trying to get points on board. And also Rangers should be able to pick points away to Katsina United. Nasarawa should beat Dakada. Warri Wolves, Jigawa Golden Stars. Warri Wolves, I don't know. Their new coach or their new boss, I don't know if that will be enough morale for them to get points against Jigawa. Jigawa beginning to get points too, let's not forget. So they're beginning to bounce back too. Adamawa United, Abia Warriors. Abia Warriors with their new found form. I think they can pick a point against Adamawa
Can they
United.
score 4 again?
Yes. Yeah. No. I doubt it. The players are traveling. They are traveling by road. So it's going to be very difficult for them to score 4 against Adamawa United. And let's not forget, Adamawa are beginning to also pick points too. They've won 2
Yes.
games in recent times. So it can be tricky, but I feel Abia Warriors should be able to nick at least a point there in that game.
Tunji, look at the fixtures. Point out one surprise that you expect to happen.
Okay, I'm expecting Kwara United to beat Kano Pillars. Kano is not Kano Pillars. They are not camp yet. They are playing in Kaduna.
Wow.
if I'm correct. Yeah.
That's an interesting one. Okay, so Tunji has given us a potential surprise in Kwara United going away to Kaduna, which is the current base of Kano Pillars, and getting a win. You're a bold man if you are betting against Kano Pillars playing in any stadium they call home. You are a bold man. All right, guys, thank you very much. Big thanks to Abu Aziz who joined us. Thank you very much. He had to rush out to attend to another assignment. And also, apologies to everybody that joined in. The network has been terrible. And I'm not one that likes to call out networks because who knows, I might still need them at some point. But guys, please fix up.
Are
Fix
you
up.
looking for
It is
endorsement?
quite frustrating. You know, I can tell now, if they call me for ambassador, maybe small money they go pay. But you guys to fix
So
up.
You
I
are
do a
watching.
lot.
You are watching what you say to them.
Yes,
No,
now I do a lot.
the internet does not
I
forgive.
have to be mature about it now. And please do a lot for we content providers, content creators, and whatever. We depend on the networks a lot. So,
True.
with that said, thank you, everybody. If you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do. And also, earlier I had scrolling on the screen an appeal fund, a GoFundMe fund for a very dear friend of mine, a young man that I'm really, really, really um, interested in, who's done absolutely fantastic job in athletics. Please, the GoFundMe account is for his dad's fight against kidney. So please feel free to donate. Timmy, parting shot.
Let's look forward to this game week. I think it's today and tomorrow. Let's hope for
Mhm.
plenty of goals, and I hope we won't have games being played over 2 days like we had over the weekend.
I hope so too. I hope so. Tunji, parting shot.
Well, I hope we are not going to have rains disturb our league matches today.
Well, some of us need the rain. The farmers, they need the rain.
I need the
But
rain.
hey, what can we say? Guys, thank you for joining in. Have a lovely evening and bye for now.
My
All
pleasure.
right. Bye.
Bye.